The biggest thing what black people thought with Trump was he gonna get a war started and we all gonna die.
Other countries are looking at us laughing. There is no way. They have laws put in place. I mean, I'm just really disappointed. I hate I ever voted for him. What's going on, guys?
We live. What's going on, everybody? Wait for everybody.
Happy Friday. What's going on, y'all?
For all y'all people to jump on. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, hey.
What's going on? I see you. See the live. See the live. We just jumping on. We start jumping on.
What's been going on, guys?
Send a message. Where you calling from?
What have y'all been doing? How
Where
y'all
you
wrapping
where you
y'all
watching
week
from?
up?
Not calling. Where you watching from? If y'all saw my title, man, y'all see we did that last video or 2 videos ago talking about why we switch parties, right? Y'all see we did that video maybe a couple videos ago. Y'all probably kind of like already see the vibe or stuff like that on where we were going, peeping game, based on the conversation and based on the videos we started doing and stuff like that. And you know what's so funny too, man? Shout out to a friend of ours. They also YouTubers. They were asking us to say, hey, you know, hey, why don't y'all look into this? And we were like, no, we don't want to jump on this kind of content because, you know, this didn't resonate with us. We don't really, we couldn't understand the conversation because we weren't woke people, but we were like, what were we? We weren't woke, but we were on we were Democrat side, but we weren't woke people. Like we weren't for the weird stuff. So like we really always floated in the middle. We really weren't.
We've been
like
realists, but
we weren't.
We lacked the information when it came to, you know, truth and what was really going on in politics, and based off of our faith-based, you know, views. We didn't see it that way. We were going along with how we were brought up.
Ours, you're right. Ours was just tradition, but we were never people that were into the weirdo stuff that's going on today.
What you mean,
so
weirdo? What's weirdo?
What you mean? Look at all the stuff we doing reaction to. Weirdo stuff.
Weirdo. Okay.
Hey, let's all pile up in the bathroom. Boy, girls, everybody. Let's get in one bathroom. Like, so we were never for that kind of stuff, but then it was introduced to us to look at certain these newer topics that were brand new to us, that we never thought we would do. And as we start listening to some of the information that was going on, start listening to other people and start reading upon ourselves, we were like, wait a minute now.
Hey, Angela. Hey, Michael. What's going on?
Wait a minute now. We don't fit on this left side.
We don't necessarily believe that. And then that goes back to being able to think for yourself. You know, you have to be a thinker and not a drifter, as Napoleon Hill says. And
don't believe the left side. He said you were left, but then you open your mind and eyes to the truth. And that's exactly what happened.
That's
and like I said, and it was when God brought that around to us, because he brought that through us, some of our friend of ours. And they were like, won't y'all look at this? And we were like, no, we ain't gonna look at this, man. They don't want to see nothing. They don't want to see this. And then as we started looking at it, we were like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. As we just like doing like reacting to it, we start really like, but it started becoming like real. It was like, this is real. And then
let's go back a little bit with history.
Go back.
You know, coming into the beginning of even through slavery, many of the African Americans, they were part of the Republican Party in the very beginning.
But that's pointless. That's pointless conversation,
no,
because it won't fit on. But that wasn't resonating with us.
The belief of the mindset of the Republicans during the slavery, those Republicans, they still had wealth. They weren't coming from a perspective of not having or lack. They were trying to add value and to raise up the mindset. So,
I don't know. I only can see
your homework.
No, I did do my homework. That's what I'm saying. That's when I noticed what we truly were, that we were more on the Republican Party side, once we start really looking at things and see where we fit in the spectrum. And we were like, wait a minute, we definitely don't fit with the left side.
That's the look that I want.
Yeah, and we fit with the right. Yeah, although the right side, even the conservative side, still sometimes have some things that I don't know about certain, but I'm like, most of everything about me fits still more to that.
The majority of your belief system
to the conservative side.
Yeah.
And then Thomas Sowell, when we start doing Thomas Sowell and start really listening and understand Thomas Sowell, like, wait a minute, for real.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if 85% of the black community were to be privy and to be open-minded to listen to the information, that a big majority would switch on be part of the conservative party. And so, and it just, and
I believe so many people don't do it is because of the criticism and the degradation that they may receive from the community because it's taboo. Because
it's real taboo.
Because
this is real taboo.
The majority of people don't think for themselves, so they follow along and go with the majority because it's the end thing and it's normal and it's comfortable. But to stand out and to be shied away from or pushed or ridiculed, people don't want to experience that because it don't really feel good.
Hey, and then go back. I want to. Michael Tingley said, "I'm gonna go back." He said, "If you want rights taken away, go right." So, and I guess he was talking to Angela Kinser. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me if I didn't say that right. But no, I disagree. I feel like if you want your rights taken away, go to the left.
Go left.
Go left. Cause soon, look, we get into a phase to where if you ain't got
and you are right, Angela. Jesus said the truth will set you free.
Jesus said the truth, and
that's
absolutely
exactly what it is.
Holy Spirit, man, I tell you,
not many truths, the truth.
The truth. But I feel like now we get into a phase to where if I don't want to see, if I don't want to see a man in a dress wearing a wig, if I say something against that, then I am looked at like a terrible person. And so that's what I'm saying. Rights. These are rights. Being able to speak publicly and being able to speak freely are your rights. And those rights, I feel like, are starting to get pulled away. They're gun rights. We've been gun owners. We've been on guns. Those rights have been pulled away because the same woke people are talking about the guns are killing people. I ain't seen not a darn gun kill not one human in my lifetime. Not one gun has killed a person, but a person holding a gun, the evil spirit holding the gun, has killed a person.
And wait, let me chime in.
And let's just self-defense. Self-defense is different.
I feel that, I can understand where people who are in the gun industry are starting to second guess, or citizens are starting to second guess the validity of your average human being having a certain assault weapons, because there is no.
I think you're trolling, Michael.
There's no system that they have put in place yet that is going to be able to stop or relinquish people who have mental health problems, or people who have vendettas against society because they're angry, they're mad, or whatever the reason is. There's no system put in place that is going to be able to sift through people who want to do harm versus those that want to be able to just protect themselves during their zombie apocalypse. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
And I think, man, it was all... The Democratic side was all good till things got really
Ahmad,
on this
what's
weird.
Up? Hey, Ahmad.
What's going on, Ahmad? Is that Ahmad? Ahmad? Hey, I think things got really weird. When it during the pandemic times, because prior to the pandemic, all this stuff didn't came out so big, and so now you're left with a thought like, am I just from my values of just being forced to, my not even core beliefs, my upbringing. Do I vote for this, even though a lot of the stuff that they're doing now is not right?
And no, I don't think it's okay to own a gun with no license and permits. No, I don't. And the flip side is I don't think it's okay for people who have permits and licenses who are ill-equipped mentally to own a gun. So what is the rationale and the reason, and how do you prevent those things? No, I don't think it's okay for someone to own a gun with no license and permit. But neither do I feel it's okay for someone who has a permit and a license to be able to purchase a gun who wants to go out here and hurt innocent people, because they have them vendettas. And not everyone that goes out here and hurts someone has mental health issues. Let's lay that on the line.
I don't think that man said that.
No, he said, so you think it's okay?
Listen, he didn't. He said the other part.
He said,
but listen,
so you think it's okay to own a gun with no license and permits? And my response to that is no, I don't think it's okay.
I don't think it's
okay for people to have gun license and permits to go out here and harm people, because these are the people who are doing the mass shootings here recently. They have licenses and they have permits.
I think having a license or permit means really, it don't mean as much. Now I say, if you're going to open carry I'm sorry, if you're going to conceal carry, you're going to go to the stores, you're going to walk in the mall, you're going to go to the movies with your gun on you, then you need to have that permit. But if just to have a gun, I don't really think it's a big deal having a license and a permit, because if you're going to do harm, you can do harm with a baseball bat, you can do harm with your vehicle, you can run it into the movie theaters, you can run over people, it's so many unlimited ways to hurt an individual out here. A gun isn't the only way. The gun is the main topic that the woke people, because they want to take the guns away, and so that when a tyrannical government happens, you have no damn gun. So anyway,
so my question is, what does a license and permit actually do? I mean, well, I understand the purpose of it, but these are the people that's out here doing the mass killings. It's the people with the license and permits. The people with the correct.
Some, but some. It could be. It don't matter. It don't matter if the person got the permit or you done stole the gun. You're going to kill people. It's still how you're going to use your weapon and where is your mindset at. I don't think you necessarily have to have a permit. I don't think you have to, like in California, I have to go through so much to own to purchase a weapon out here. It's like, what's the point? If a person wants to go do something, you're going to go through all that process and then you're still going to do it. It's pointless. So that's another thing as far as where I totally disagree about woke ideologies and woke thinking. And because in California, it's a highly woke mindset, except for what we outskirts, like people are more conservative out this way, but the mindset of the state in general has a high level of woke mindset, and that's one thing I love about like Texas. Texas is like Texas. You can have your gun. You can walk in with I was talking to one of my brothers today. You can walk in with your gun. You can walk in, buy your gun, walk out. But does that mean to say that
he said you live in California? Sorry to hear that, brother.
But it's the mindset. It's the thinking. It's whoever. If you're not, anybody can get access to a gun. The wrong people can get access to a gun. So taking the guns away from people is more dangerous, because the ones who want to hurt people, they don't care about the laws and rules. They're going to go get a gun and they're going to go hurt people. That's pointless.
What is the...
But we're going to start feeding this topic.
What are we... but my last thing is, what are some great... some suggestions that can be put in place to solve the problem, and that's the big thing.
And it's not putting anything on. It's not regulating the firearm. They've been trying to regulate the firearm, and you get the same things happen regardless. Don't regulate the firearms. You need more things that's catered to people's mental health. We need more God. We need more mental health training. We need more God, because with that, right.
Everyone that has
Georgia, what's up?
Every person that may have mental, health challenges or things that may come up, because there is, when people, mental health is such a broad perspective, because there are people who may have mental health issues that have diagnoses, and then there are people who may be suffering from specific symptoms of mental health who don't have diagnoses. So there is really no real way when a person becomes an adult to track mental health, challenges, discrepancies, diagnoses, unless they are receiving and have been committed to the therapy and the counseling. Yeah. So that's a small percentage of people in the world. So there is not, there is not going to be a real way to thwart this unless a certain type of weapon is being removed. And I see where they're going with it, because it seems like that is the gun of preference for people who shoot, who want to go out here and harm innocent people.
It could be a handgun. It could be an assault rifle. Let me tell you. Hey, if you want a gun change, if you want guns to stop killing people, go get them guns that Judge Dredd had, where you got to touch. You got to be a judge to touch it and it shoot and fire. That's the only way you're gonna get that to stop. But as long as you make regular guns, people can hurt people if they are in that space, or if they are into doing something negative, or they have that evil spirit on them and they go and harm somebody. It's not the weapon. The weapon does nothing.
That's right. Hold on. I'm going to go back into this.
Okay. Atlanta. Yeah, we from Southwest Atlanta. So what we're saying is, man, we completely switched parties, and we're from Atlanta and we're from Georgia. And then where I'm from, where we from, that ain't you looking at like you crazy if you go switch and you go switch from from the left and go right, because we were trained as black people that the right side were racist. And let's just be real. If you go to the right, that's what the racist people that don't care for black people. That's what, when you look at back in the day, how you were trained, what the conservative party was.
That's true. Real talk with Jason Leffert. I believe that.
What?
And that's just the sad, unfortunate part. He says no matter how strict the gun laws, criminals and crazies are still going to have guns. And that's just the downside of life, guys. Yeah. I understand it. You know, we as problem solvers, we as people in society who want to contribute to society in a better way to enhance society, you know, we want to add and try to contribute, but there's no way to I don't think there's going to be a way to thwart the problem. But do I want to give up my right to own an assault weapon? No, I don't.
So somebody asked, they said, what we want we get out of California. So we from Georgia, like I said, and we live in California. The thing is, we love California. I'm gonna put it like this: we love the beauty of California. Now, do we love the mindsets and stuff like that come from leadership? No. And do we live in LA and do we live in a woke city? No. We live on the outskirts where it's not woke. This is more where we are, is more conservative. And so just to put that out there. So it's kind of like we still have the best of the both worlds, except for the fact it's just not wide open with being able to buy your firearm, and your taxes are higher and things are a little bit higher out here. But would I leave that just because of, it would have to be a complete change on everything for me to leave where we are. But now if we lived in Los Angeles, I probably wouldn't be in California anymore if we were still out of Los Angeles, because that's the whole, y'all get what I'm saying. That I like the outskirts living because it's more conservative where we live. We live an hour outside of LA. We're about 2 hours from San Diego. What's going on? See Welsh from shout out Japan, man. What's going on, man? Japan.
What's going on?
Anything you get from the scenery of California, you find in Florida, I would assume. Hey, shout out to Florida. I love Florida. I love Florida.
But we don't get that humidity, though.
If Florida, humidity. If Florida had that more neutral weather like California, we would have been living in Florida. I definitely would have lived in Florida. But yeah, I love Florida.
So but let's tap into to more a little bit. Yeah,
let's go. Let's go. But no,
why we decided to leave.
Why we left the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
So like I was telling you, that wasn't something that we just decided and woke up and said that we no longer supported the Democratic side. What it was as we started doing this research and start looking at these videos that the same videos y'all seen us react to earlier, when we start switching to this content, that's when we start learning. And then we start doing other research and stuff like that. And we start noticing, wait, if you were checking off boxes in this category, you had a box for the left and a box for the right. All the check marks for the right were lining up to our core values. God, guns, we're for, we're pro-life, all this. And I was like, wait a minute. And now I look to the left, poor, wokeism, just give everything free and hope it solves everything. Let's keep making the debt so tremendous. I'm like, no, that's not it. Maybe when I was a kid and I wasn't into when I was younger, but as a man making my own decision, I don't fit none of that Democratic side. I don't.
And, for what we believe as our Christian faith base, we had to really, really zoom in to what the Republican Party were what they stood for, what they were still trying to uphold in American culture and American society. And at first, when Trump was in office, my mom, she's a Republican. Yeah,
this is the good conversation. Let's go.
She's a Republican. And right after when my dad passed.
Mom Shirley been a Republican forever.
My mama, when she believes something, she is going to hold it down to the end. I got to shout her out. So right when my dad passed, we were down there for, quite a while and staying with her. And she was going in on why we needed to vote Republican, but we weren't there. I mean, when I tell you she was going in, anybody that came up to the house and she asked who you were voting for and you weren't voting for the Republican Party, she was going in. I mean, representatives, we had the Ring app, y'all, there for her. So when people came up to the door, we would have access to see who came in. And we looked up and I told I said, Brian, look at this. She is on the porch going at it with whoever this Democratic representative was trying to get her to vote for. I was like, you better go, Shirley. But then we didn't have the mindset. We didn't have the knowledge. We weren't clear, and we weren't awakened to the truths about, you know, the way God wanted us to move.
Yeah.
So that is when, you know,
I guess
that seed was planted then, but it wasn't being watered.
It was, but it wasn't.
Nobody watering the seed for us.
No, but my mother-in-law was the only Democrat. I mean, the only Republican. She was always the one saying, vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. Y'all need to vote for Trump. Y'all Christians, ain't you? Yeah, vote for Trump. We thought in our mind, old woman, you are crazy. Well, that's all we thought. We were like, wait a minute, you up there in age, and you must just be out your head. But what we learned was the reason why she was say vote for Trump is because, first of all, my mother-in-law loves TBN. And if you notice, TBN focused more on conservative values, of course. And so they would talk about why to vote for Trump. And at that time, we still weren't there. We still weren't there spiritually, and we weren't there mentally. This is 2020. And once we start finding ourselves a lot closer to God, and once we start opening our eyes, which I feel like this is the real wokeness, if you want to call this woke, is waking up to see what the people are doing in this world is what you need to be paying attention to.
And making decisions based off truth and not, false truths.
That's
what wokeism is to me.
Hey, if you're on the red side, you're on the Republican side, we need to call ourselves more woke, because you're awoke to seeing what the stupidity is going on in our country that is not leading us to the promised land. It's leading us backwards to being weak right for the other countries looking at you like, man, look what they going on. So, because what are we looking at next? The next president with a man with a wig on? I mean, what are we looking at next?
Absolutely not.
Wouldn't that be something?
No, absolutely not. That is not a true representation of the majority of your American household in Western culture.
Listen, our whole country would be based off of the Bud Light
because
can.
There are other countries.
Listen. We be the country be posted change. Your president, the Bud Light can.
Other countries are looking at us laughing. There is no way. They have laws put in place to let their society know
I like
this is unacceptable.
I'm not woke. I'm aware, but I think, but we have woken up to what they're trying to do. But
yeah, when someone says, woke to me, it doesn't mean the same thing for me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, because if you woke, then you're going to walk in truth and not the fake truth.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just so once we got back, man, and this was when the presidential race was going on, we were like, yeah. Why would you want to vote for Trump? We were like, I was really super against, because I was like, in my mindset, this is how black people were thinking. We felt like Trump's gonna get in office, and you had all the little scandal stuff that was talked about. You had to grab the coochie and all that stuff that was going on.
Okay,
and
we
were thinking,
yes. And then too, on top of what we were thinking, the way his verbiage was, it wasn't the most couth. It wasn't the most polished. Trump was also a businessman, and then you have that negative media propaganda that was trying to put him out there in a way where. That he didn't have black people as his most favorable culture, and also I personally felt that he didn't have a knowledge base in politics. So how is he really going to serve our country in a specific way? And to me, his level of his arrogance I felt like he was really arrogant, and he wasn't really listening to the experts that were in the party on his side, trying to give him an update or trying to let him know how, where we were in society with politics. That's kind of like why I was like, no, I don't know. He ain't listening to his people. He don't know nothing. He a businessman. He a millionaire.
No, but
he ain't listening to. No, I'm just telling you, this was what made me not want to vote for him in the beginning, because of those things. And I lacked the knowledge of wanting to do the homework myself. I was still going along with the media and not even wanting to listen to my mom, the only person who really was supporting him at that time.
I'm gonna say for me, man, I'm gonna tell you something. When we Damn, man, you messed me up. You went
sorry,
all extra long. Yeah, threw me off.
That's how you do me.
She was like, my mom. When I was a schoolgirl.
That's how you do me.
I was in school.
We were still talking about
what? Bring me back. Give me my thoughts, Lord. Come on.
We were talking about why you didn't want to vote.
Give me the thoughts. Give me the thoughts back, Lord.
We were talking about why we weren't voting for Trump in the very beginning.
Oh, yeah. Because first of all, from the black perspective, like you said, it's one, on black people, we felt like the conservative party didn't care about blacks. We felt like they were racist. Two, we had come out from 8 years of Obama seeing an African-American person in office, even though they did nothing for the African-Americans, but we saw an African-American in office for 8 years. And then you switch from that, and then you almost go into a possibility of having a woman president, but then the opposition of that is Trump, and you're like, oh no, because he was on the television show, like he was on the media and stuff. He can't run the country, and he won't be able to do this. He can't be able to do that. And he gonna speak his mind. And the biggest thing what black people thought with Trump, was he gonna get a war started, and we all gonna die.
Yes, Kaylin, you're exactly right. You know what's strange? How the black people got fooled is because they have celebrities who tell them to vote for Democrats.
Absolutely.
And that's right.
But that was the whole Democratic reason. What they did was when they back the Democratic Party, after they came out of being the party of the Klan, how do you think they had to gain popularity? They had to get people a voice. They had to get an audience, and they got the same people that they were running the Klan up on. They got those by popularity and celebrities. And then a lot of people go over there and say, "Oh, they for us." No, they still not for you. It just makes it feel that way.
Also, on the flip side, that there were some celebrities who were voting for Trump that supported Trump.
Yeah.
But then they were being called and ostracized. You had rappers who were supporting Trump. But we were like, why they supporting him? But just because they signed this person's pardon award, all that, we still didn't do the homework then. So you did have some other celebrities, artists, musicians, entertainers who were supporting Trump. But we still didn't do our homework.
But I didn't see any younger ones. I saw the older. Well, except for Kanye. Kanye was maybe like the only one that kind of surprised him.
Wayne?
Wayne was too.
What about T.I.?
No, he's full woke. T.I. tilt woke. T.I.
It was a couple of other artists who supported him because he definitely signed pardons for people that.
I'd be surprised if Wayne voted. I'd be surprised if he voted, even though he's.
But that was true. You had people. You had these wealthy celebrities who were pushing their movement. But the sad part about the majority of society is that people don't listen. They don't think for themselves. They go for the majority. They're called drifters. They go right along with everybody else. And that's the sad part about it. We have to think for ourselves and really be willing to do the homework. And we finally did that.
Yeah, we finally did that homework, and it wasn't that long of a journey to be like,
right, Jim.
Wait. No, you know what? One of the biggest movies that I would have never thought I saw myself watching years ago, early pandemic, was when we saw the Uncle Tom documentaries. You remember those? Uncle Tom, where the guy was talking about what they were trying to classify black people's Uncle Tom, when actually really they're the ones seeing the truth and what was really going on, but by black people seeing other black people in this party, they consider them Uncle Toms.
Mm-hmm. And then too, people, and I'm going to say for the black community, you have to be willing to go against how you were brought up and think for your own self, regardless of whether
a tough thing,
whether you're being ridiculed or ostracized, because the person that's telling you to vote the opposite or based off of what the majority is, they ain't done their homework themselves. They're only going based off of a little bit of information.
Yeah.
Or they're going off of what's popular culture, because that's what popular culture is saying to do.
Yeah.
And we're just not those people. I have been the person to always, for many times, for most of my life, to think for my own self and say, wait a minute, I ain't down with that. I'm not supporting that. But you have to really be willing to be over here with the few versus with the majority, and that's okay.
Yeah, I always look at that. And now I look at that it's a picture, and it's always showing everybody going this way, and then you had that one person going that way.
That few people, and everybody else that's going this way about to walk off into a cliff, because go over the cliff and about to die, because that's what everybody else is doing. They're not even asking why we're going this way and where are we going. They're just going that way because everybody else is going that way.
Yeah, the path that like God said, man, the path to the kingdom is going to be narrow, but the wide road is the one that everyone will take.
And then people want to interpret the word for how they want it to fit their life and their circumstances and their situations for what the word says. So they're going to tell you the word says this, but yet they want to interpret it.
Okay, so they said, Weezy is he's a hardcore Trump supporter. They're actually friends of promise. Now I do remember.
I remember that. That's why I said
it is.
For some reason, I thought T.I. was on board because of some pardon that he did. But
T.I. was the big one saying F Trump, and y'all how you gonna let? Why you think he was so heavy on Kanye?
It was another artist. It was several rappers that supported Trump.
And
I remember Kanye.
Kodak Black.
Okay, he pardoned. Okay.
No, Kodak. Kodak Black is Trump. It's a lot,
but
and there's a lot of people that's not saying something that are.
But we're still doing our homework too, because I told him this, presidency. Even though we know the way we want to vote, I still want to be more in tune as to what the laws are that they're going to be putting in place. Because it's time for Biden to get on out of there. I mean, I'm just really disappointed. I hate I ever voted for him. I really do. I just in this last election.
That's the other part you said you're going to say.
Election. No. So I remember leaving my mom's house before I left the door, guys. And she said, I don't know where Brian was, but he was not near. And she said, you know what to do. She said, you know what to do.
And she's saying this one, her mom was telling her to make sure she votes for Republican.
You know who to vote for. She was like, you're a Christian. You know who to vote for. Don't vote for whoever that person was running against Trump at that time. And I felt a heavy weight on me. But at the same time, I'm going to choose God to the day I die.
Right.
I'm going to choose God and Christ no matter what. I've stepped across the other side where I stopped believing in Christ at one point in my life, and God brought it back around to me. So I said, I know what that life is about. So I said to myself, okay, when it's time to vote, I know I'm gonna vote the right way. I did, and I voted for Trump. I didn't tell nobody.
And you know what, y'all? If she would have told me, I don't even think I told my mom I did. If she would have told me in 2020, I'm glad she didn't, because in 2020, if she would have told me she voted Republican, she voted for Trump in 2020, it would have caused issues in our marriage. Now we've been married for going close to 13 years, and that would have caused all kind of issues for us being married. And he's like, you voted what? Because we were starting to fall out with friends that said they possibly voted for him, and anybody I saw that voted for Trump in 2020, it was a big deal.
Growth is a beautiful thing.
It was a big deal.
I'm gonna choose God to the end. And I knew that when she said, you know what to do. I'll never forget that. We were standing by the door, going to the porch.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
You know who to vote for.
So
you a Christian, aren't you?
You're a Christian. I say all that.
I said, yeah, mama. And I didn't tell my chocolate latte.
But her standpoint, how she came, my mother-in-law said it from the standpoint of, we're a Christian from the standpoint of TBN, because she was TBN's number one supporter.
Thank you.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Servant. Appreciate that super chat. You said something you may not have known. Robert Byrd, who was a known KKK member and supporter, Biden and Obama had a eulogy for this man. What do you? Hold on, let me go back up. Let me see what that's saying. What do you think? Well, I think we always been lied to when it comes to politics. I think that politics really fall down to the dollar, and I think that's the difference that I really like between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Is because at least what I know with Trump, he already had his own bread, and he gonna go ahead and say it, and you gonna go ahead and say the stuff that you thinking, and you gonna be like, oh my God, did he say it? But whereas Biden, he just gonna go on with the agenda, and they're low key funding his pocket. I feel like certain communities funded these people. The last two presidents are straight because they put stuff in place that made that from these communities that straighten their family out, but it messed up things over here. So I'm gonna say the thing. I'd rather hear the truth from Trump, even though I'd be like, oh my God, why'd you say that? Versus the lie and the secrets.
I think that was one thing that was leading me, you know, at that time was like, man, he just, whatever come out. He ain't trying to. Why he on Twitter so much? Good gosh, give it a break. You messing stuff up. But, you know, you only get to see things from a certain perspective. And there was one person that asked us, how do we feel about the attack on the Capitol? Where is it?
The Capitol one.
Yeah, did y'all like the January 6th attack on the Capitol? I don't think that was the smartest and wisest thing. I think that.
Well, hold on, wait. Before you answer the question, I think be mindful. I'm trying to be mindful, Michael, because I think you're trying to stir up dissension in this chat. You know, I see you say some conflicts. You know, we funny, we appreciate that. We, you know, if it's entertaining you as well, we appreciate that. But try to be mindful on the chat that you're on. We're talking about more conservative values, and you're trying to stir Democratic dissension. Or you just trying to troll, be mindful, because then I have to put you in the block party. So you can answer that, but I'm just saying. I have no
problem responding. You know, there is no perfect person walking around on earth, period. Right. And there are things that could have been done, you know, differently in that situation.
Yeah.
If you have a mindset of hurting or harming innocent people because of a viewpoint that you stand firmly behind, and you're not willing to go and talk about it in a way that both people can say their viewpoints and every person will still walk away okay, it's a problem for me. And I don't care what you represent, what part are you down for. It shouldn't be that. It should be the fact that you believe what you believe. You say how you feel. I'm going to say how I feel. We're going to put the facts down, because facts, you know, supersede everything. Let's put the facts down, and then we can either agree or disagree and move forward with a plan that's going to change things, or how we can put things in place. But to just downright push and force your way, and then you have people who are in fear of their life, that's not the smartest thing. So no, I wasn't down for that.
But you know what? And it's so funny, the view of both situations. You had on one end, think about when people come together and they decide they want to tear up stuff, right? They want to go and tear down malls. They want to, you know, burn down malls or burn down flip cars and do stuff like that. But then you have on the other end that are so upset about the way this like political injustice has happened, that they say, I'm gonna storm this building. So I'm gonna say that was a big difference. You had people that say, I'm going directly to what I feel the problem is, and I'm gonna do this, even though I think that was not the right way to go about it, according to our God. And then you got the other hand, people just want to tear up stuff just for the hell of it, and to steal free stuff. It's two different mindsets. It still was two different mindsets.
You had people who had high-ranking officials in political office that were in fear of their life, and people were going to harm them. That's a problem for me. And let's talk about the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
Let's get on that. Y'all have people that say you down for our community, that's supposed to be doing things to help our community.
Yeah.
Because you look like me, but that wasn't your agenda.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to support that, you know. And honestly, I'm a person that I don't care what you do, who you are, or how much money you got. I'm just not going to vote for you. I'm just not going to go and serve over here and support this just because everybody else is doing it. I got to get the facts and the information. That's been me for a very long time. So I wasn't just the person that was about to go out here and buy a Black Lives Matter T-shirt because everybody else got a Black Lives Matter T-shirt. I may like your post because I like what you're saying and some of the things that you're saying and how you move it, and you want to stand up for police brutality. But let's go back and look at some of the statistics and the facts. Let's look at the real data that most people ain't looking at.
Yeah.
You're just looking at what the media is broadcasting and what the media is showing about how our males and African Americans are being gunned down by the police. But what I mean, it's so much more behind that than just the true stories that they're showing. And shout out to Candace Owens, because at first we were like, what? No. And then we really sat down and started following some of her content and looking at some of her reported news and how she was reporting this news. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Now I need to go back and do some more homework. So, I mean, what do you say about that? You have a whole movement that's supposed to be down to help a particular race and culture, but they ain't on that.
Hold on. Let me go back up, man. Shout out to, thank you for that super chat, Derek. Derek Sizemore. He said, Christians need to be more bold. Wokeness is no longer at the door.
Okay.
It's now in church of all denominations. Atlanta is full of woke churches. It has become like California. I totally agree with that. That's why we are for the deliverance movement. It's all about, we talk deliberate, prophetic movement. What God wants in this time. Speaking from the word of God. Speaking from the Bible. Not going off and talking about just only, fill your pockets and make you feel good when you leave the church. Now, what do we do? How do we bring other people to Christ? We are going to the end times. God has said 2,000 years ago, he was in the writings on, we're getting to the end. Now, one day is like a 1,000 years is like one day to God. We're getting closer to those true ending times. So it's time for the church. It's time for the church to stand back up. It is time for the church to stand up. It's time to bring people to God. What things going on in the world bring you more to understanding that God's word is real.
I believe that, Derek. I believe it wholeheartedly. He mentioned Killer Mike voting for Trump both times. I believe that wholeheartedly. And that's one thing I really, really admire about Killer Mike is that he goes back and does the research. He's going to go and give you the facts, and that's what a lot of people won't do.
Because I don't know.
They just say he believes.
Oh, I believe. I wouldn't doubt it. Because Killer Mike, I believe it was either if it was going to be Bernie Sanders or whoever he felt, but it wasn't going to be another Democratic person because he was so Bernie Sanders. I don't think he would have. If Bernie Sanders went in, he was going to vote for the next thing he felt was best, and I don't think it was going to be Democratic. Servin said, thank you for the super chat too. It said, FY Tucker Carlson showed footage of the Capitol Police escorting the man who was arrested. That so-called attack, claimed they killed an officer who died of a stroke, claiming he died in the January 6th attack. It's all BS. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, man.
Shout out to Tucker, man. We watched him because I liked how he reported the news and how he was, had another perspective as to, wanting to give you the facts and the truth and being willing to even go against maybe some of what his media that broadcast was saying because he wanted to report the facts.
Yeah, only thing I was going to say, so now when I look back, now I completely see why the Capitol storm. Absolutely. Them folks went out there flipping cars, burning up, tearing up through malls and burning out. They were trying to see, this is what you did. It was vote stolen. We're going to storm this Capitol. You're going to do right by it. It was really just focused on that particular. It wasn't like all across the board causing mayhem. I just think that it's still. But whenever
it could have been done a little different.
It could have been done differently on. I don't know, man, because when things start to feel when there's motion involved and and people feel like they've done wrong, it can start a big old problem. It can start a big problem on both ends. So I don't know. I cannot tell how they should feel or what they should do. I just say, look to God, talk to God, and ask God, is this what we should be doing first? I don't know, because you can't control human beings and the thought of a grown adult.
No, but you have to be willing to put your emotions aside and be willing to deal with the problem. Yeah. And maybe that was what they felt that was the best way to handle it. But I just remember, seeing the Congress lady or whoever she was on the news, and she was in fear of her life. And I just, felt, was empathetic and was able to feel, compassion for her. It's like, you're here doing your job and you feel a certain way. And it's like, I just felt sad for her.
Oh, just saying she was just in there. She was
there when the attack took place.
Well, I didn't want people going in and people getting hurt. Right, like I said,
that's
people,
exactly
whether you're storming it or were you in, I didn't want people getting hurt because it's just too much going on now, man. It's just so much going on. I don't really even know how to go about saying about when those things happen. I really don't. I really don't.
If we don't always agree, baby.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I really don't know how to say, man, who should storm what. But I pray that we don't have to go into situations where that happens again. And I feel like it's not going to happen again because what's going to happen. They're going to, when this vote coming up, people are going to actively choose Trump. I really do. I feel like you're going to actively choose Trump. It's going to be a lot more choosing him because they don't want to see what the past looks like. on the last 4 years. And so I think it's going to be a difference. So it's not going to be a need to storm or cut up, because I feel like it's just going to go like how it's supposed to go. I do. I just made me think about, man, shout out to brother Marcus Rogers on his YouTube channel. When he talks about that a lot. So yeah, man, education is what switched us out from going to vote for Biden again. Plus on top of that, man, let's just be all real, man. Let's be real. When you at 80 years old, it's time to completely be out of politics. You need to be working on your farm. He need to be picking grapes out the backyard, picking plums off the tree, going to visit your grandkids. But at that point, it's time to step away from the presidential office. And I feel like, and I'm just, be truthful with you. I feel like we should, I think Trump should get these next 4 years. But then after Trump gets these next 4 years, we need to go to a younger Republican, because both the guys are older gentlemen. Trump is still a lot more, like I said before in another video, he's a lot more spunky. He still can move. He's still active. Whereas Biden is you could tell he's tired. So we don't need tired when you talk about the free world. So yeah, I do feel like Trump should get 4 years, and then after that, then we need like a younger Republican.
I believe that, Jeff. He said Charlemagne voted for Trump. He is low key. I believe
too. I believe Charlemagne voted for Trump. I do believe Charlemagne voted for Trump. He just, he can't say it because he has such that woke, he supports the alphabet letters. He's, it's. I believe he did.
There's one comment.
Let me see.
Somebody, he said that nobody was
I appreciate these super chats from y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are awesome, man. What dare say? Can you read that? Can you read that for me?
Says, KM probably won't say because his wife would leave him, laugh out loud. His wife is a self-proclaimed
witch,
and she's woke as H.
Who is KM?
I don't know.
Who is KM?
Yeah, who is KM?
Who is KM?
A good minister wouldn't do that. Yeah. I don't know of a minister that has talked about their political preference. I don't know of one that I've listened to.
I know you don't. So, the ones I be seeing back home, we already know what they going for.
The ones that I listen to, that I watch, I wouldn't know. I just kind of may think based off of.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah, but I have no earthly.
They wouldn't know, because if. Sometimes you're gonna say anything because it could stir up your congregation. So a lot of times they might keep that to themselves.
Yeah, I believe that too, Jeff. I think that he really should do a podcast out of his house, man, because he is just like really awesome. I think he ought to be doing his own. I mean, this to me, this is giving him the opportunity to really shine on what he's great at. Because we were looking at something that he did, just talking about that. Yeah, that's been his whole life. That's all he knows. So with that, as a matter of fact, I'm sure he's got people that's gonna support him, that's gonna come on the podcast and show, do your thing, bro. And I'm going to say this, even for Don Lemon, I don't want anyone to lose a job, especially if that's been your whole life and your career and you love this and you were really great at it. I didn't really agree with a lot of the views that Don Lemon would speak on, and we quit listening to him, some time ago when I started seeing the way he shifted in his content and how he was, certain things that he was speaking on and I didn't agree with, I kind of pulled back. But even for him, he could do the same thing.
Hey, Jeff, girl, I don't know. Let me tell you.
Start your own show. Hold on. Thing.
Jeff Garabic, you said seriously. You say seriously about what? About something we said. Define when you said seriously with the question mark, because it made me think, did we say something different?
Okay, that's it. That's the one I wanted to talk about.
Okay, talking about from server.
Yeah. They were never in danger in the Capitol. They have armed guards everywhere. Secret Service is even mixed into the crowds outside. Yeah, I feel you. I
got you. So you just brought a light. Yeah, shout out.
I just felt, I just could feel compassion for the people that were in there that weren't expecting that and that were fearing for their life. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying.
Shout out to serving. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. That makes super sense. Of course, you're gonna have people that are going to walk the crowd, that are Secret Service, that are going to dress up like everybody else and going to walk it. Because if it got too dangerous outside, that junk would have been shut down. Yeah. It would have been shut down from that level. But I don't know how. Of course, they had. The whole thing is really confusing to me. I don't know how if that's the case, you telling us much money they couldn't keep the doors closed. I don't know. I don't really understand the whole process on how. I saw it from looking at the news, but I think people that were there, the ones that really could tell and see what was going on. But I think the media is just going to give you a certain visual of it. Oh, you have a Rumble account. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out y'all, man. Hey, y'all know we got a Rumble account, man. Sibo and Snapper on Rumble. We are on Rumble. I haven't put the profile picture up yet, but if you go over to Sibo and Snapper, it's the one that come up. That's ours. That's ours. Hold on. Somebody said they was there. Go back up. I was at Jan 6. Go back. Go scroll down a little bit. Right here.
Okay.
I was at Jan 6. There were it's moving. There were a ton of FBI agents in the crowd pretending to be Trump supporters. They were stirring up the crowd. Watch Tucker Carlson. Oh, now I see why folks are extra. Okay, I get it. So I'm gonna say to y'all, when it comes to the January 6th topic, I don't really have a lot of knowledge because I haven't even really thought about it until y'all asked about it, and I'm new to the conservative side.
Hey, Granny, go get it.
No, I didn't know that.
So much. Come back and
y'all educating us. That's why we love doing this, man. Y'all be like, shoot.
And that's what it is. It's a life learning experience. We have the open-mindedness to learn and make the decision for ourselves based off the facts and the information that we receive. So, and that's what we behoove to other individuals in society, is that you get out here and you do your own homework and you do your own research and find out what based off of your values and your beliefs and your views, that you stand up for yourself and make the best decision, because that's what we're going to do in our household. We're not just going to be going with everybody else because that's what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I'd rather make a sound decision than the assume one that you think I'm supposed to be making because of tradition. And mostly the people that would look at you crazy for changing your political side, they don't have a clue on why they even vote on that side.
And I want to say this too. It's sad that Western culture, and let me not even just say Western culture, the world has put has put color on, color has been the guidance of decision making and parties and all across the board since the beginning of time. And that's sad.
So
God don't see us as color. He see us as believing in him or not believing in him. That's pretty much it. Either you believe or you don't believe. That's his viewpoint. He don't care about what you look like on the skin tone, but that was something that man created. So once we move past that, the world will be a better place.
I feel like God, and that's why, if we had not of trying to be bigger than God, we would have never been separated when we were trying to build the Tower of Babel. If we weren't trying to come together because what happened was everybody came together and we're going to try to build a tower to the heavens to be bigger than God. And he said, oh no, let me scatter them by languages. Let me separate them out because disobedience. So he cares about you worshiping him, not yourself. Cut your pride. Look to the sky and look to the God within the word of God that says our Father is still within us and he's above. So anyway, go on to the next one.
Thank you. Is that multivitamin? Is that MultiV-Man 58? Thank you so much. Love and hugs to you too. I'm a 65-year-old fan for a long time. Thank you. Glad you guys have taken the red pill.
That's right. You took the red one. Hey, because the red one was the one that they offered
Neo.
Offered Neo. It was the blue one. Oh, wait a minute. Was the blue pill Was the blue pill the Democratic pill and the red pill was the one that really took them the truth?
I think the blue pill was the one they went back to sleep on because the man
wanted a
steak.
Is that what that means?
The man wanted a steak. He said he was going to give it all up for a steak. He just wanted to taste the steak.
Wait a minute.
He didn't want the slop.
I've been hearing the red pill for the longest, and now when I think about the Matrix and I think about the color pill, that was the one that would take you to see what the really Matrix was, and the one that would put you back up there. You can have a steak and in the fake pill. Is that true? Y'all comment down below. So the red pill on the Matrix was the one that allowed Neo to go deep in the Matrix. Is that true? Because if that's true, now I get it. Now I get it.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Because think about that though. Think about that. Blue, sleep, red, really alive and aware.
Reverend Drips. Wait a minute. I'm about to put this in my text. About to text this book to myself. Reclaiming Black Conservatism. I am, because it's a learning. I mean, when you learn, I like learning, and I like to also be accurate on my information and facts. And y'all know how I am about being solid on info. So reclaiming. What does it say? Go back. Reclaiming Black Conservatism.
Reclaiming. Yeah, that's what I think it said. Yeah, that's what it said.
Where? Go back to the book, babe.
No, you had it. If you do a search for that, that's it's gonna come up.
Okay.
Okay, so he said, so Doris Gomez, bingo. Was that bingo? And Ahmad saying yes, that's yes to what we're saying. Yeah, that's amazing, because how much true. First of all, The Matrix is such a truthful movie. What people don't understand, that's really the lady who made the movie, she was making it about what the real world was, and through what the eyes of God and this world. So if you go look in the depths of what The Matrix is about, so that just clarified. I mean, when you said the blue and the red, I'm like, yo, I did not put that two together. That was that.
Me either. Hey, Janelle. Nope. She says blue pill Dems, red pill Republicans. Red pill can also be considered conservative. Had no idea. You know, in my mind, I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, wait a minute. The red pill means woke and the blue pill means sleep. So that's what.
Yo, that's crazy.
Did not tie that. And The Matrix is like my most favorite movie of all times. The first one. The best one.
That was the best one.
Yeah, but the first one was like, it gives you a really true perspective as to what's really going on, but did not know that that's what those pills.
And a lot of that in the movie, a lot of that, the teaching in the movie was for you to think about what's really going on. That was one movie that was truly not about the movie, about the action. It was about what's going on in this world. Shout out, if I'm not mistaken, there was a black lady that wrote that, and she sold that to I don't know who she sold it to, but it was the truth about, and it was about God and the world and what's going on, and she sold that, and how they depicted it came out. It looks on point. It looks on point how life is. But I would have never thought the red pill. Now I get it. That's awesome. That's a new way.
Thanks, BM. I just put that down for that channel to check them out as well. BM said the Black Conservative Perspective is another channel.
Yeah, I see him. I've checked him out a little bit. I saw a little bit of it. Yeah. And it's so funny too, now that once our political views change and people still talk, that close people that we know still talk about, you could tell they're more on the blue side, and then you kind of pause and like, they just don't have the education. That's all that is. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it when a person is super anti-God. If they're against God, they just missing that God connection, that God factor. It'll change that in 2 seconds.
I think this may be Graham. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. Grammy. Factual information can be empowering. So true. Then there are the lazy thinkers that are happy to simply follow the Pied Piper.
Oh, not the Pied Piper. Pied Piper leading right into the to death.
That's right. That's right. Hidden message. That's right.
Hi, BCB, boy, oh boy, all right, guys.
That's right. In a minute.
The Matrix.
Many people who were called by name humble themselves and pray and seek my fave and turn their wicked ways. Right. And then I will hear from heaven
and forgive their sins.
Yep.
That's right. Matrix and Neo trying to get to it. To the one. To the one. That's right. To the one. Look at that. The Matrix, you need to follow the White Rabbit. Bro, it's so many gems in that movie. I think I want to, that make me want to watch it. Can we watch that tonight?
It is. Yeah, I have watched that movie many times.
You watch it today?
You're going to be asleep before we
ain't going to be no sleep after that. It's still early.
Before we even get halfway to the movie, y'all, he going to be out.
She just think I'm so we don't have children. She just, look here. I can watch a movie for an hour.
We gonna see, y'all, and if he falls asleep while we watching the movie, I'm going to take the picture and post it on the community board. So please be looking out.
Well, I wasn't gonna get that low, because if I take
the picture, low,
because if y'all see how your girl sleep when she go to sleep,
I'm talking about
all the flies. Catch all the flies.
I'm talking about this movie. Please. Whatever.
Who'd y'all do this? Look.
Please.
Who'd y'all do this? Look.
I'm not even worried about that.
Look.
You a hater. You a hater. You are a hater.
Thank you. I've been getting worried because it's the end times and I don't have anyone to help me and I don't understand some of the Bible, so I'm getting anxious. Hey, won't you look at Jersey Elf? Won't you look at look at Isaiah Saldivar,
Pastor Lovey,
Prophet Lovey. You got Daniel Adams. Shout out to Daniel. You got Vlad. You got Alexander
Rogers.
I said Marcus Rogers. Alexander Pagani. I did say Marcus Rogers.
You did not.
Alexander Pagani. You got what's my boy who created come out in Jesus' name, Pastor
Okay, 7. I'm gonna do that. I
forgot his name. But no, if you look at some of those, that'll help a lot, man. They have great content, great Christian content in what's going on in today's time, so it can help you with that. Alan Parr has something where he does Bible readings for the entire year, teaching you how to read the Bible in 1 year. Let's go down. Hilarious. Let me see what they say. ABL, yeah, ABL too, yeah. Anthony Brian Logan, he has some good content too.
Yeah. I
never seen the just drunk callers. I would just see when he does his videos.
Who?
When he say he has drunk callers, that's called. So I didn't know that he has people that call in. Anthony Brian Logan.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that he has people call in.
I like him too.
You said Mike TV, so your family members might uninvite you from the barbecue. No, you know what?
Well,
they're starting to understand. Like they understand I come from, but I mean, I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna tell people, I'll lead you to the truth. I'm not gonna attack you with what I believe, my belief in God or my political beliefs. So unless they see this, watching the channel, watching the live, and they want to ask me about it, I'll talk to them about it, and I'll give them, the same perspective like I'm talking to y'all about. But nah, ain't nobody uninvite me because I'm still SIBO, baby. You know what I mean?
But hey, I mean, if
if you want to
such is life.
But if you want to uninvite me because you want to be asleep, I damn sure don't want to be nowhere where you at.
Life.
Yeah. I want to be nowhere where you at.
It's all right.
Because that means you favor you're comfortable as long as I'm in Sleepville. I appreciate the BNTV. Young man, it's about 19, learning real history, love. Okay. Happy Friday, guys. Freedom isn't free. No, it don't
come with a price.
It come with a cost. It come with a cost.
Does. It really truly does.
Let's see. We should do a reaction on the Matrix. If we did a reaction on the Matrix, that's a good idea, but it'd be a reaction without a lot of the copyrighted content, because let me tell you, if y'all go look back at our old videos, we also had a movie channel where we react to movies and stuff like that too.
That was more like your channel.
That was
what your little passion was.
So I could do it, but it'd be more so doing like little 2-second clips of it, because they do not play about the copyright on this platform, I tell you.
Yeah.
Let me see what say Derek. Let me see if it pop up. Let me see how do it just pop it.
Go down.
Okay.
I got that. I took that
down.
Servant.
I think okay.
I'm right there. What did he say?
Let me go down to what Derek. I see. Just I appreciate these super chats.
Most definitely.
It blows my mind when wait, I can't go. I can't scroll down. Hold on, what's going on my scroll?
We're both for a party that wants to remove anything biblical from the public square.
That's right.
They won't be happy until we only practice our faith in our homes or churches.
See,
and now even in your churches, it's tainted, so it ain't the real. It's the watered down version. I'm gonna take out this and make it fit this, and I'm gonna add my 2 cents because that's what I want to do. So many, not all, but there are many based off what we've been seeing. It's insane.
I can't believe that. I can't believe where the world is going, man. They fought so hard to remove God, only to go to this sunken place that only when you. I've noticed one thing about God, man. When you void Him and you try to fill Him with your own pride and ego, it just be destruction. It's just destruction. Yeah. Like, what was that in? Was that North Dakota? Was that North Dakota when they put up the satanic statue, the Baphomet with the little kids, the little ugly little statue with the kids on it. I got 2 titties with a horn, man, ugly statue. That's what I call it. That's and they start putting, when you get to the point where you start taking God away from places, but then you putting Satan in places. That was what was super goofy to me.
We like the Hodge twins too, but they
it's
are
a damn good show.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, I like.
They have quite a few cussing words flying,
yeah.
But I like watching them, man. I like the fact that they are comfortable in really saying how they feel and talking about a lot of these things that's going on in the world, and they're just gonna tell you the truth about it. So I like the Hodge twins.
Yeah, I do like the Hodge twins.
Yeah.
You know what?
They have us cracking up.
I'm glad I start coming. Once I start my views and stuff change, because I had been watching Hodge twins way before they became conservative, back when they was their fitness content, and when they switched over, I was confused because I was in the dark at that time. But then once I started seeing it from the perspective, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it, 100%.
Yeah, we're already on Rumble, so we have content that we release, and that's where
send them to Rumble. So what's our channel on Rumble?
We do our extended, in-depth views, and we go a little bit diverse. So we have our content we put on YouTube, but then when we want to go, take a deep dive into more specifics and details, we take it over to Rumble.
Yeah,
so we're there, guys.
We take that deep stuff to Rumble, and you can find us on Rumble at Sibo and Snapper. I have to put I got to put a profile picture up and do a banner to make sure, so y'all know for sure that's it. But so we're the only Sibo and Snapper on Rumble, and we do the content that we can extend and stand a little bit. You got a little picture we can put on there?
The one that we have on this YouTube channel. Use that one.
Okay.
We're laughing. So I got that.
Okay, I'll put that one up. I'll put that one up. Okay. So we wrapping this up, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all came here to the live and to talk and chat with us. So we appreciate you so much.
And just thank you for supporting us and chiming into the conversation. Even though there may have been a few of you guys in the chat that may not wholeheartedly agree with our views, but we're open to have dialogue with anybody. We don't have to agree. We're just going to give you the truth based off of what God's word is and what we believe, and behoove you and encourage you to get out here and do your own research, and don't be a follower, be a leader. Get out here and don't be a drifter.
That's
be someone that be a thinker.
And them the ones I make the world go round.
That's
the
right.
People that say, okay, that's what you thinking, but this what I'm gonna do, and this what I got going on. And not everybody's going to agree with you, but you'd be surprised how many people do agree with you. And usually people don't agree with you, people you grew up with.
And they're the drifters. They don't do the homework. They go along with they said, mama said, them said. Yeah. So, hey.
All that.
It is what it is. Let's go.
Margaret Sanger. Shout out to, let's see. You said Margaret Sanger said they would recruit black ministers to infiltrate the churches. Now you know why people like A.J. Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. Yeah. Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. I ain't seen nothing no success come from it. It's just a whole bunch of black speeches and let's have marches. But I appreciate them super chat. I appreciate that super chat. Wait a minute. What?
This is a good one, chaps. May our Lord bless you. Guys, eyes wide open. Amen. Thank you. Don't believe the leftists. Let's go.
Let's go.
Appreciate all you guys for hopping on and chiming in and giving.
You said I will give you $2 million to stay on line for the entire week. Let me tell you. Hey, let me tell you. Let me tell you, babe. $2 million to stay on all week, bro. It'll be times I'll be sleeping right there. Y'all gonna see me roll on sleeping. I'm coming up on camera. Hey, I'm gonna go. I gotta go to the bathroom and pee. I'm gonna come back on.
Right, your turn.
Wouldn't that be something? Has anybody ever done that? Has anybody ever done that?
I don't know. You got some YouTubers out here that will do some crazy things.
Hey, 2 million, bro.
We'll give you the Zelle info. Where to Zelle it? Let's go.
Y'all gonna see us come back.
You already know we ain't got no kids. We down for the fight. We down for the call.
You gonna see me come back eating a big bowl of cereal right here. Look at green drinks, shakes,
and salads.
Eating all my meals. Go. I'll be doing I have to do my workout in front of the camera. Go to the gym. What I do for $2 million online? Yep.
Okay. We appreciate you guys, man.
We'll pray. He said he pray for Jesse, man. I'm praying for all y'all in this chat, man. I'm praying for everybody for success, that they know God, that God speaks to you,
Peace
and your
mind,
families be blessed, healthy.
Yes, that you can.
No matter what your skin color, no matter where you from.
You know
what I'm saying?
Prosperity, health, and wellness. Because when people say they're gonna pray for you, we're gonna tell you what we're gonna pray.
No, fell asleep on the toilet and fell off. No.
But no, health and wellness, peace of mind, prosperity, that whatever your goals and dreams are, as long as they're positive and you're willing to help people make this a better society, we wish you all the success and pray that for you and your family.
That's right, man.
Generational curses are being broken. That you can have wealth and happiness.
I pray in the name of Jesus that any generational curse be broke off your family in the name of Jesus, that you will have a divine intervention with God if you don't already, and he'll lead you to him so that you can lead others to him.
We love you too, guys. Thank you so much for all your support and all your super chats. This means the world to us, and we'll see you next Friday, same time. Keep chiming in. Go over to Rumble, Sibo, and Snapple and check out some of our content over there because we're dropping it.
That's right. That's right, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We're going to end this live. This is our longest live, but y'all stayed on with us. We love y'all, man. We appreciate that.
Love you guys. Have a great evening.
Bye, y'all, man. We appreciate y'all.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are.